So this is how homework questions are going to work. Is I will make a video explaining the ones that had the highest number of votes on the Google Forms. If the one that you're really confused about doesn't show up, it doesn't mean that I don't want to answer it. It just means I don't want to make a 70-minute video. So if your problem doesn't show up, convince your friends to vote for it, or just get yourself an appointment slot and you can ask me about it there. But this is the only problem that we had from 2.3 that had multiple votes, so that's why I'm going to go over it here. If you want to talk about any of the other problems before you start on the quiz, that's great. Just shoot me an email and I can maybe answer you some questions. There aren't any more appointments for later, but I'm certainly checking email throughout the day. So, number 19, we have the limit as h approaches 0 of parentheses 1 plus h to the fourth minus 1 over h. So when we plug in 0, we get 1 minus 1 over 0, so 0 over 0. So we've got an indeterminate form. We know we want to simplify, see if it's going to have an asymptote, see if it's got an actual limit, and it's just got a removable discontinuity. And the way that we're going to do that here is we're going to start by expanding 1 plus h to the fourth. Now, I'm not going to do that by hand and like draw out all the little parentheses. You can if you want to. I'm going to use Pascal's triangle to help me remember that if I'm expanding it to the fourth, the coefficients are going to be 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. Right? You might remember this trick using the binomial theorem. So if I expand 1 plus h to the fourth, that's going to be 1 to the fourth plus 4 times 1 to the third h plus 6, 1 squared h squared plus 4, 1 h to the third plus 1 h, well, not b, h to the fourth. So that's the big expansion of that binomial term. And then we still have the minus 1 from the end of the problem all the way out here, all over h. And you can keep using the notation that Mr. Conkle taught you where you're sort of carrying the limit down as an L. Now the nice thing that's going to happen here, we've got a 1 minus 1, so we can cancel out the constant terms like that. And then you'll notice every term that's left has an h in it. So I'm going to factor that out of every single term. So cancel this out completely. This one we're losing 1. Now we've got an h squared, an h to the third, and this cancels out. So this becomes the limit as h approaches 0 of 4 plus 6h plus 4h squared plus h to the third. And when we plug in 0, this becomes 4 plus 0 squared plus 0 to the third. So 4 plus 0 is just 4. So this is how we're going to do homework questions when they have multiple nominations or when they have a really high amount of nominations. I can't promise you that every single problem is going to get covered, but I'll be available by email. I'm going to try to get these out earlier in the week. This week has just been taking up a ton of meetings and emails, just trying to get everyone set up on Google Classroom. So hopefully this is helpful now, and I'm going to try to at least get them out in chunks on Wednesday and Friday. That's the goal, but it does mean that I would hopefully be able to get stuff from you earlier in the week versus checking it all and making sure you're filling out the forms on time. So that's the part that you can do to help make sure these videos go out earlier. I'll talk to you later. Have a wonderful weekend.